DABOWEEN, y'all. It is 420. It's time to get lit. We're 420 styling it today. Well, check this out. My pumpkin, I actually made a dab rig out of this Drake. Can you believe this?
I sure can.
Just
With
like
your track record last year.
And I love your costume, dude. That is badass. That is hilarious.
I'll get out of the shadows.
That is hilarious. Love it, love it, love it.
Let's see if I can manage to get dabs on with this thing on. Someone said earlier, it's like 7.5 feet tall.
What if you pop it while you're trying to take a dab? You're gonna like melt it.
Well, then I get to take this thing off early and I won't be upset.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Let me get chat popped out here. Oh my gosh, here we go. Make sure you have live chat on if you're hanging out with us tonight. Let me get it popped out, pop out, and make sure you share, like, and subscribe, please. And always hit that thumbs up before you walk in, because when you get here, because you know we need all your help to get all this cannabis information out there. We need your help. It helps to hit the thumbs up. So please hit that thumbs up when you come in. Who is ready to have a good night hanging out with us, y'all? I am going to throw the link out in chat. This is to jump on our live panel today. You are all welcome to join our awesome Halloween party tonight. I'm so excited to wake up because I'm normally waking up with you. So I'm so excited to take some good dabs and bake out with y'all. There goes Drake. Drake's going in already. Who's ready? Who's ready to hit this? I know, isn't that funny, Big? His freaking costume is hilarious. It's killing me. So, you know what? It's so easy to make a dab rig out of a pumpkin, y'all. All you need is a pumpkin, a glass straw, and I use a joint. I like this little joint, and a dish, a banger, a bowl, whatever you want to call it, and 2 holes. And you make 2 holes, and you stick one in that side, and you stick one in that side, and you got yourself a rig. So who's ready to hit this? I'm ready to hit this. I'll show y'all how it's done. Here we go. Let's do this. Heat it up. If I can find my torch. And got my carb cap ready to go. We're going to load up our hit. I've got some Congo on here. My last hit of the Congo. I got a little bit of Congo in here, and I'm going to mix it. I'm going to mix it up with this orange flavor of goodiness. I don't even know that. I think it's called orange cake. And it's really good. And I wanted to mix it because I want a little bit bigger dab, because this is kind of a big pumpkin. So I need a big dab. We're going to go in a big freaking dab. So here we go. What's up, CIDI? Come on in, hang out with us. Y'all are welcome. Here we go. Let's do this.
Still dabbable in the suit. Unable to dab. So it was a success.
You did it. No melt in the suit. You're all good.
Not yet. So we'll see. We'll see how many I can get in.
So is it comfortable? Is it completely uncomfortable? What?
I mean, it's not super comfortable, I suppose. It's kind of nice the way that the air system is, though. It's not like extremely hot because it has constant airflow pumping through it. But
oh, it does?
Yeah, that's how it stays. It's got a little pump that's just hooked up, and it just pumps constantly. And all the holes are like, elastic band around my neck and arms and legs. Yeah, it's loud. It's a good thing I have a Yeti. And like this guy is the same thing. This little fire behind me down here is very similar. So it's not the quietest in this room right now.
I know. It's not the quietest of our sets. Good thing we have good speakers or good Yetis. Exactly. All right, y'all. Hope you're having a happy high Halloween out there. Who is dressing up tonight? Who's going to come and hang out with us? Who is just coming by to say hello? What are your plans? What are you doing? Do you have kids coming? I don't know if we'll have any kids. I have no idea. Will you guys have kids show up?
It's pretty minimal here just because of our location. Probably not. Maybe the neighbors if they stick around, but we'll have to see. All right, you firing up that pumpkin dab, that pumpkin spice latte dab?
You want to blow through it first, so you don't suck up a pumpkin seed.
That is funny. That is funny.
All right, here we go. Load it up. That was hilarious.
Dabs up bingo. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
Load your pumpkins. Start the gourd. Going in. Tara style. Oh, my goodness. Is that just the whitest thing you've ever seen or what? Oh, that's awesome, Tara.
Cheers, everyone.
And I'm loving the design on your pumpkin, too. I was saying earlier, your little carved work looks great. Big old funky pumpkin.
Got a little artsy this time. Woo-hoo-hoo. Cheers, y'all. It's a pumpkin terps.
Yeah, I bet. So is it like, is it just straight taste like a pumpkin or what?
No. Actually, my pumpkin last year tasted better. I don't get any pumpkin terps on this one this year. I don't know why. Not as good a pumpkin, I guess.
That's funny. You got to choose your pumpkin right.
Got to choose the right pumpkin.
Because this year you went for size. It's a big ass pumpkin.
Well, actually, this one was actually out in my neighbor's mulch pile.
Oh, that's perfect.
I got it free.
Yoink.
Okay, so outside, my neighbor grows up pumpkins and squash like I do. And he has this big pile and he threw out a whole bunch of pumpkins. These are all the pumpkins from his pile he threw out. I didn't even grow any this year.
Well, that works. That's hilarious.
So do you think my Mormon neighbor liked that I made a bong rib out of his pumpkin he grew?
Well, he's probably not too upset you grabbed the pumpkin, but he may come to different views once he's learned what you've done with said pumpkin. Now it's a drug pumpkin. Cheers, Kathy. Much love. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, sister.
I love the light around your
I know.
canvas. You did it so precisely.
Look at the Zen room.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Welcome,
How's your day?
Kathy.
How is everybody tonight?
Doing great. How are you?
Tired.
Yep.
Time for
Oh.
coffee.
Cheers.
Do we do our mushrooms?
Yes, I'm already mushroomed.
We got our mushrooms and our tea. Awesome.
Jesus, these guys are handsy.
Are they getting their hands on you?
Oh yeah, he's really going for the throat here.
He's getting handsy. He's like hitting you in the eye. Oh my God, it's so hilarious. I've always wanted Drake stand up and run around because it looks really funny.
There's no standing up or running around, but
stand up and let him see the whole thing because this is funny. Look at this. Look at this. Wait, let me scream. I gotta spotlight you. Hold on, spotlight. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh my God.
The monster's got Drake.
That's big.
That's awesome.
They ain't playing around.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I totally forgot about this.
Do you hit the ceiling?
It's got to be real close. So so it's got to be closer to 7.5 feet than 7 feet because the ceiling's 8. So yeah, and then it's got the little legs. So it's like the little legs and arms and.
That's awesome.
That's pretty sure this came from my aunt, maybe like 7 years ago or something. I don't know. I totally forgot what this was. I was plugging it in, trying to get it to blow up like one of these. And I'm like, this thing just doesn't work. Like, what's wrong? And then I had one of these little stretchy holes, and I'm like, oh no, is this that costume? And then I just kept pulling it out, and I was like, oh, I gotta get in this thing. We have to start. I got back home. I got back home at like 4 o'clock maybe, and we're supposed to be like already on the call with Tara. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I just go and I pull out the Halloween stuff and set everything up. And yeah, good thing I had a little box ready, I suppose.
Oh my God, I love it. love it. That's badass.
It's awesome.
Oh, it's so funny. Okay, so what's this here? Let's spotlight you. Let me spotlight you. Let's spotlight you.
Bring you in closer.
Spotlight. Here we go.
Just a cute little bathroom thing. You're supposed to put it on your toilet.
Put it close to your mic. One more time.
No.
It's not coming in very well.
That's funny. The mic is like, that's not right. That's how good the Yetis are.
Yeah, that's how good the Yeti is. The Yeti's like, nope, that's not normal speaking, and
That's
we're
some
not going to let that
shenanigans.
come over the line.
We're not doing it.
Just says absurd things.
Oh, it says absurd things. Oh.
Well, not too bad, but you know, I put the dye in diarrhea. It's like, oh, you dirty little toy. Dirty little toy.
Outhouse.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Again, cheers to my aunt. I know I got that one from her. She has all the funny shit back in the day.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. That's awesome. Well, happy Halloween to y'all out there. How y'all doing?
Come over the line.
Oops.
Hey, hi
I
ho.
think I
Looks
got
like Kathy's getting on
feedback
chat.
on Kathy, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kathy's
Trying to
got
bring
chat
that
up.
up. Yep. Just bringing that up
We
now.
all got chat up. Oh, did I throw the link out there for you guys to all jump on? Whoops. Here. I didn't
I
if
don't
you
know. I
did.
picked the link up someplace else.
Enter. There we go. I put it out there. Let me pin it on the top of the chat. I don't know if I did it earlier. So now I did it. Now I got it. Now we're good.
I am in costume, by the way. I'm the Wicked Witch of the East.
Oh, whatever.
That's hilarious.
Whatever. You're Kathy, the girl. The Kathy girl and Ganja girl.
Oh my God. It was so nice to come home and see that the lights actually came on my tent the way they're supposed to. Everything's working good. I'm happy.
Kathy's got her girl on.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yay.
I'm a happy camper.
Happy Campa.
What time your lights come on?
4:20.
Oh, look at that. Probably pretty nice timing for when you're off from work, eh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So everything that went in yesterday is still alive. It actually turned green overnight because I was a little concerned because they waited a while to put them in the soil. Had to wait for, landlord people not to be here. I was a little concerned I'd get up today and find, they would be dead. But nope, everything's turning green and it's looking nice, and I'm a happy camper.
That's wicked.
There'll be updates on Instagram, I'm sure.
Yay.
All right, well, I'm going in on another one, so I hope everyone out there has something nice to
Oh,
puff on. Cheers, everyone.
it's time.
It'd be kind of cool. I forgot. I was gonna put eyelashes on my pretty thing, and I was like, I think I could like draw them on, and maybe she should have eyelashes. What do you think? Should we do eyelashes? I think we should
I have eyelashes. I don't see any reason why not.
Let's do some eyelashes on her. Yeah.
Your studio looks beautiful, Tara.
Thank you.
Nicely done, my dear. All right, where's my torch?
Yeah, I think she needs some eyelashes. Yeah, needs some eyelashes. I tell you, I don't get artsy very often because I really wasn't going to get artsy today. And you guys can all thank Cassie over on Twitch because I hung out with her for like, oh my God, 5 hours today while she did her makeup. I hung out with her and did my pumpkin and did this thing. So yeah, it was quite fun. Yeah, we had fun hanging out over there.
Awesome. Is she going to join tonight or is she busy?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope she's going to join us tonight.
That would be
I
awesome.
hope so. I hope so. And I'm even going to color her eyes in a little bit. We're going to color the eyes in a little bit and give her a little bit of depth here. There we go. There we go. Blue eyes like me. There you go. Blue eyes. Blue eyes. There you go. There we go. Okay, I like that, but I'm liking that. What do you think? That's much better, don't you think? That is so much better.
Personality.
Yeah.
More personality.
That is like a million times better to me.
That's what matters.
I like it.
Cheers.
Cheers. I should go in on another dab with a pumpkin. Shall we do another dab? Hi, JC. Welcome. Cheers. Happy Halloween. Oh, we were going to talk about tips or trick or treats. Remember that? And Kathy had some good tricks that we were going to talk about tonight about growing. That was going to be one of our conversations. So I'm going to get a dab in and then we can talk about that.
My silly trick. Well, my silly tip.
Well, I think it's a good idea that everybody talks about their simple little tips or tricks, because even though you might know them, somebody out there might not. There's a lot of new growers out there, and I think we kind of forget about that.
Well, I know for me, when I put my little seeds into the solo cups, I like to use the clear solo cups because I can actually see that it looks delicious, Tara. Is that one of the ones you just squished?
Yeah.
Which one is that?
This is that. I squished some more of that orange one that I'm sending you. I went ahead and squished more because I can't get the other stuff off the plate, off the thing. The other stuff is so sappy. The Congo, I didn't even bring any Congo out with me. It's so sappy. I can't get it off the paper. It's so just running all over. It's so sappy. So I'm going to have to like take some more time and get it out of the fridge and like do it. I didn't take the time. So I'm hitting on this one tonight.
One of the ones where you need a cold pack or just a nice flat piece of like stainless or something, like a little block that you can have in the freezer, and then you're able to get that nice and cold. It'll hold the temperature. You can bring it out, put your parchment over top, and then with your dabber, you're able to kind of finagle the temperature so it's just cold enough to stick to your dabber, but not cold enough to start shattering and everything. And it's just a way to mitigate some of those consistencies, but still get the medicine, because certain things like, say, the Congo, how Tara's experiencing, it's like, okay, well, you can either have this rosin in this form or you don't get it, because I imagine she's done it at multiple different temperatures and multiple pressures, give or take. And
Not yet. So I can up the temperature and probably get some of that and have it not be as sappy. I'm just not sure that I want to really experiment with that, because I'm really going to be making extraction, ice extraction, water extraction is really the direction I want to go. So I don't know that I want to spend that much time, working on my rosin technique right now.
And some cultivars are definitely greasy no matter what temperatures. I've experienced that myself as well and heard about it from others. So in those cases, yeah, if you want that product, you just have to work around it. So that could be a way to do so. But yeah, like you're saying, why dick around when you're going to be making it into ice hash? And then with the Congo, I hear we're going to want to, it's got very small heads. I don't just hear it, I see it. I was looking at some yesterday, and yeah, tiny little heads, a bunch of them, and just beautiful and shiny, but just little bitties. So I'm thinking that 25, that 45 are going to be where it really shines, and that's most likely why there's the connotation with the Congo getting about like a 1% or less right around there return with bubble. Because it's probably, a lot of people just don't save their 25 ever, or their 45 is getting saved for the most part. But, there's probably a little bit of room there for some mishap. But it could just be one of the ones that also just doesn't wash well. Like, that is a thing. Don't get me wrong. But if you can see all those little heads on there, they got to go somewhere. So it's just maybe we don't have the proper bags for that specific plant. That's what certain people are finding.
Smash says, I need to go get oil and I'll jump on. How long are we going to be?
Andre.
I figure we're going to go for an hour. If we have a good time and we got more people still wanting to jump on, we'll go for more. We'll go for more. 2, 3. If we got a good time.
And if you'll start acting out, we'll go for less.
We'll take off. Woo. I'd have to say it does taste better in a clean banger, though, not in a pumpkin.
You don't say.
Not sure that I'm crazy about this pumpkin turp.
You don't like the pumpkin terps?
Nah, Not my favorite.
Pumpkin everything now is pumpkin everything, so we gotta have our
Okay.
pumpkin chirps.
We got our pumpkin chirps. I did it.
No.
Just for you all, I'm dirtying my
I
dabs
couldn't.
tonight, taking dirty dabs.
I was
Dirty
gonna,
pumpkin
and then I said, no, I can't. I'm not a pumpkin person. That
Yeah.
way I like the pumpkin like that, but not.
I'd have to say I like my apple dabs were pretty good too.
The good old apple dabs. I was happy with the apple pipe. I know Kathy was on board with that as well.
Absolutely.
That was such an upgrade from the can.
My preference was the chocolate bunny.
See, that's just some crafty stuff right there. You don't hear that often.
The chocolate bunny was pretty good.
What, a bread bag, a 2 liter, some tape, a little bit of craftiness. And now you've got a dry lung. Those were bad. Those were just bad in general. You're taking a plastic 2 liter bottle, a plastic bag, using probably duct tape to tape the bottom of the bag together. You have it set up so the bottom of the 2 liters cut off so this bag fits inside, and then it can pull out. So you have the 2 liter plus a whole bag for anyone that's never experienced or heard of this. So you kind of fold the bag inside, but you make it so you can pull the bag out, and the bag, you just tape it around the edge of the bottom so it extends the bottle. And then the lid of the pop can, you would just cut this a ring out of the center of it, and then usually use tin foil, and then poke your little holes in it and put your cannabis or whatever scrapage you have on there, and then you would light it and then pull. Usually it was a 2-person operation, or you'd hold it between your legs, you'd light the top, and then you go between and you pull the bag down, and then you could dispose of it. It pulled all the smoke in, so then if you were being sneaky, you could kind of get all of it in you and make sure to expel it out of a nearby window or whatever. Ghost it really well, but yeah, it was there's some interesting ways. Never experienced a chocolate bunny though. Dark or milk?
This one was milk chocolate. It might be on my Instagram page.
I was like, Kathy made an Easter bunny, dab rig out of an Easter bunny, right?
Yeah, that's exactly, which is crazy. Cheers, Smash.
Hey, Smash. Welcome.
What's up? Sorry, I had Drake in the background. I had YouTube still running. I was like, where the fuck's Drake talking?
He just keeps coming. He won't shut the hell up, man. I have that problem all the time.
No, I was going to run. I've scheduled my time at the dispensary for 8:30, so I figured I'd jump on. I have one dab I'll take with you guys.
Oh, well, there we
you
go.
have
We're
a scheduled
honored.
time to pick up stuff at your dispensary. That's cool.
Yeah, it's all the dispensaries have, they take walk-ins, but they rather have you schedule it so it's quick. But
Wow,
they have
I
a
would
deal.
love that. We don't do that here.
Yeah, they have a deal right now, 2 grams for 75. So my guy's not around. I was like, I need something.
Right on.
We'll see.
Hopefully it serves you well in the pinch.
I was gonna say, you guys were talking about washing. Abolish Farms had a strain he tried washing, and it washed like shit. Like he didn't get any return. So he just flipped the bags back in the water and made Kool-Aid out of it. And I guess it got people high.
Yeah, I read that. That's
depends
crazy.
on, so it is cultivar dependent, but at the same time, how cold was it? Did he have a really cold environment? That's super, super important. That in the environment, if you don't have it cold, it instantly greases up, and you're gonna just play like hell getting that out of those bags all night long. It's terrible like that. That's what Red and I had a problem with when we met up for hashing. We just didn't have enough cold room to do it in. We had to do it at night. Welcome,
Exactly.
D.
We like to. Cheers, D. We go. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it.
There
We
you
have
go.
to
That's a good
factor
one.
that
I didn't
in.
think about that.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about doing that too, just opting out, but I know my computer won't let me, so I would have had to come in from my phone. So luckily, I found this, buddy.
I don't think mine will let me do that. I think my computer's too old.
That's where I'm at. So we got to upgrade, Kathy, or we can sneak around it and do some I think some firmware or some
There, now I matched my shirt.
Oh, look at that! That's hilarious.
I matched my shirt.
Cheers, 710.
Hi, 710.
Hey everybody, happy Halloween.
Happy
Woo!
Halloween. Aye, mate.
A hashy Halloween.
Halloween. Aye.
Yeah.
There you go. I like that. I kind of want to be a pirate for a while.
Yeah, I would say even with ideal hash making situations. So if you got the rooms perfect, it's repeatable every single time. There's going to be just a variance with your different cultivar. And ones that have really small or really big heads are just going to be, you know, a bit of a head spinner for some people, especially if they're used to discarding their 160 plus or their 25 to 45 and then never looking at it, just assuming there's a lot of contaminant.
It's a waste, dude. That's all B grade for edibles and RSO and shit. That's what.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It depends the cultivar, right? If you have a cultivar that's got tiny heads, what would usually be the waste is now actually going to be your golden bag. And a lot of people that are used to just only keeping the 73 plus or the 45 plus could potentially be throwing out a large portion of what they assume it's contaminant, but it's actually not because of the nature of it. But then we'll have different issues where contaminant size will also be sticking around. So you're going to have to do a lot more washing and cleansing and breaking up the contaminant to keep those heads and get them pure. So it's a bit of a battle. But yeah, it's just assuming parameters are perfect in your room every time. There's definitely a cultivar specific routine you're going to have to get into, which is what I'm excited for because we got a bunch of stuff to play with.
It's the same stuff with like pressing. I believe like pressing like flour and hash and making hash are the same thing. You need to, every strain's going to want a little bit different pressure, a little bit different heat. It's going to ooze more with 30 seconds instead of a minute. Just, you know what
Yep. And with hash, there's going to be ones that with their heads have a really short stock that's really fat and has a lot of grip, for lack of better terms, that doesn't want to let go of those heads. You're going to have exactly the exact coldest temperature you could have, and you know, agitate it maybe even a little more than usual, so then you have to fight with more contaminants. And then with rosin, you can actually have ones that just don't press well because of the waxy membrane. So if it's too thick, you just will never be able to adjust to a level where you can get a good return from it. So it's, yeah, there's a lot of play with it all. Tara, it's so hard to focus with your awesome little pumpkin bouncing around there. I'm trying my hardest. I'm just gonna sit back and dab.
I think it's funny because you notice like real people that get big into making like rosin or hash rosin and stuff, they have a chart. You'll see a chart above their press with different strain names, different pressures, and different temperatures.
And then on top of that, it's all specific pheno selection. So it's not going to be if you buy, you know, OG and he's got OG and he's got OG. It's whichever specific one you've got. So it's so hard to make something that's repeatable for like an industry-wide thing unless you're working with cuts that are actually verified.
Cheers, everyone. Hope you're having a happy Halloween out there. I am having a fabulous night with all my friends hanging out here. Thanks, y'all. And we have D, welcome to the panel, and 710. If y'all didn't say hello, I think you kind of did. D is somewhere. I'm not sure. He's like,
I'm just eating.
He's just eating, so he'll be out shortly. He's hanging out here, so he'll be out shortly. He's eating. 710, how are you?
We told him no brains on camera.
Good. How's it going, everybody?
Doing good.
Good.
How's the Canadian weather?
It's getting cold today. We're getting the igloo ready. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, we're getting the igloo ready. I think it's gonna be.
I just got mine cut out, eh?
Yeah.
Told you to boot it.
Yeah, bud.
Goddamn Canadians.
Gonna have our Molson and
my maple syrup to glue it together.
Keep warm by the fire. Yeah.
That's right, smashed.
But you got to one over the moose.
710.
The Tim Hortons.
All the Canadians and everyone that deals with winter. Do you guys do your rooms change throughout the seasons? Because like mine changes from fall, like throughout the seasons. I have to do different things to adjust it.
Yeah, up here it's fantastic in the winter because I mean, especially where I'm in Alberta, we get a really dry winter, so it just pulls all the moisture out of the air. But I mean, so all you have to do is add moisture instead of having dehumidifiers running.
Yeah, we had a really wet couple of days. It was cold. Now it was kind of like nice today, but it was wet and rainy the last couple of days, so my humidity was in the basement was through the roof.
Yeah.
But like
I'm glad we don't have to deal with that, but I mean,
well, like you said, as we walk into winter, I have to add more humidity than use the dehues. I'm actually adding heat in the winter too.
Yeah.
It's just funny because people don't. Some people are lucky because they don't have to change their grow. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
some of us
sure.
kind of have to change for seasons.
If you got a real insulated house or sealed environment, you're going to have a lot less of that fluctuation. But yeah, for everyone else that's getting by, it's usually quite drastic. But generally, it's like, all right, come on, fall and winter, let me get these crops off, and then it's like, all right, summer, let's get these crops off.
Yeah, the summer growing up here is a lot harder because
The poor terpenes,
humidity.
they weren't
Yeah,
ready.
the humidity just pops up and pops down like crazy here. But winter, it's fantastic.
I live in the summer, dude. I'm living in 80 to 90% humidity constant.
Ugh.
Like some weeks I have to literally have my DHU running 24/7 and I'm pulling 5-gallon buckets of water every 12 hours.
Yeah, that's quite extensional. Holy shit.
Well, I'm on the East Coast, so like I'm right on the coast. I'm a little inland, but even still we're deal with high humidity, just like Rhode Island or anywhere else on the coast. You know what I mean?
And yes, Stoney, this is my dab rig for the night. Shall we have a dab, y'all?
Yeah, why not? Let's go for
Let's
it.
do
Well,
this.
I'll smoke some hash.
Let's do this. Since we're hanging out with 710 and all, I mean, come on. And it is DABOWEEN.
It's also my 15th anniversary.
Oh my
happy-
goodness.
Oh,
happy
congratulations.
anniversary.
Rats, happy
Yeah,
Annie.
Got married on Halloween.
And we still got you here.
Right on.
Drake, do you have
I
powers?
thought I'd take a pop
on
in
the
and
zoo?
say hi.
Can you enable sharing?
Is my torch cutting out, everybody?
No,
Yep, you're good, Tara. And you're good, Smash.
thank you.
Oh, looking awesome, D. You're good too.
It's
So-
my 15-minute pumpkin. Sorry, go ahead, Smash.
Oh, I'm just saying, look at the humidity where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah, that's savage.
94%. And that's even more, that's a little bit more inland than I am. So I deal with high humidity all the time in the summer, fall, and spring. It's more humidity than anything.
Yeah, we're at 60% right now, so that's tolerable. But we have been up in, like, I kind of share in the same things as you, like, getting in the 90s for hours, if not days on ends. And it's like, oh, that's great for week 6+ in flower. Gotta love that.
Yeah. You're down there and you're like, what do I do? What do I do?
90 humidity and 12 degrees. Perfect. So that's like what? Like 60, or no, that's not even. That's probably 55 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit for everyone out there in Fahrenheit. So 50 Fahrenheit, 90 humidity. Have fun in week 6 of flower, everyone.
Pretty
Sounds
happy.
like fun.
I've got it pretty stable down there. Like I figured out, like I moved to the basement. Like you said, I was up in the house, so I never really had to worry about any of this stuff. It kind of stayed perfect. Temperature, humidity. I moved down to the basement because I got bigger, bought a bigger tent, ended up with a bigger lights and a veg tent and stuff. And I had to switch up everything because I was growing inside for so long. Like up here, I was so used to just letting things rock and they kind of did their own thing. When I went down to the basement, I had to add more technology and other things to fucking mitigate stuff. But I'm at a place now where I'm used to that switch in the basement and I have it like where I want. It doesn't go over or under my parameters and stuff. But it took a little bit to get used to it. So if like you're dealing with something like that, if you're moving from like your room to a basement, and just stick with it. It's a pain in the ass and it gets frustrating. It really does. Cause I kind of wanted to move back upstairs. I was like, I'll fucking live down here. I'll put the grow in the room. I don't even care.
Yar! Yar! Hey.
Thank
Here you go, bud. You're talking. Oh, hang on, honey. I'm gonna make a chip.
Oh, we got some
Probably
trick-or-treaters.
Trick-or-treaters. Hell yeah.
We
All right,
don't
folks,
get
I'm gonna
any.
bounce out of here. Like I said, it is my anniversary, so I'm gonna go spend some time with my wife.
We
Guys, have a
appreciate you
great day.
stopping. Don't get too scared
Cheers.
tonight.
Happy Halloween.
Cheers, 710.
I am letting my dog out. She is going to the little girl's room.
So you
So I
really,
want to know
What?
who is handing out candy this year?
I don't
like
get
me?
any trick-or-treaters.
No.
What?
No, I had none.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. We got very few last year, maybe a couple neighbor kids and stuff. So I think we're all living vicariously through you this year, D.
I don't know if we'll have any. I have candy if we do, but I don't think we'll have any.
I'm counting that as my first handout.
I gave out Pokemon cards when I was at the store.
I'd rather hand out joints.
There you go, Tara. Right on.
Like
Tara's who you have to worry about on Halloween. She's who the
Not
memes
to
are
little
about.
kids, though.
This is where the memes came from. We figured it out, everyone.
Not for the
I seen a
little
meme
kids.
today, and it said it had a plate of mushrooms, and it said 3.5 each kid.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's like, God damn it!
I just like the one. Yeah. The one where the parents are like, I've been waiting for this damn cannabis candies all night, and there's not a single one.
Oh, I actually seen this year. Company built like a thing you put on the top of, or they might sell a whole container, but it's like a container where you slide candy through a metal detector slot. So like,
Well, that's
so
a
the
good
parent.
idea. Unfortunately, we have to have stuff like that.
Well, normally you go home and like back when I was a kid, my parents would go over every piece of candy almost. They would check almost everything, make sure it was sealed and stuff. And then as I got older, I used to do the same stuff. And like I was like, that's actually kind of cool because it kind of like, there's nothing metal in it. You know what I mean? At least
Saves time too on eating it.
I think some police departments will check the candy for you too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know that. It is kind of raining. It was raining last couple of days, Stoney. Horrible. And then actually we just got through a power outage. Like I didn't have one, thank God. But like Massachusetts had almost 500,000 people without power.
Holy shit. So they all went pumping.
I've been lucky. This house doesn't lose power much, and the last house before we moved in to this one was on the same circuit as a fire station. So if the power went out, they got that one up quick for the for the fire station. Should I smoke?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Rum cake?
What's the option? Sorry.
I was just thinking papaya rum cake, purple lemonade, the haze.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with the haze.
So far, I was gonna say I'm leaning haze, so I'm glad we're on the same level.
Let's go with the haze. I love this stuff.
I'm trying to see if I can get the mask to go on this bud.
That's hilarious.
No.
Yeah,
All right, going in.
We live on like a kind of a main road, and the sidewalk's on the other side. So like they would have to cross like a main road street to get to my doorstep.
Yeah, the kids would be like, no way, that takes too long.
Yeah, pretty much. All they have to like walk down that side of the street, and then there's all side streets. So that whole section probably gets a bunch of trick-or-treaters. Anywhere past here, not many.
Yeah.
So Smoke Steve says, hi all, I'm watching the candy table. We fill bags with treats and fill a table with bags. No touching, nice and sanitary. Good for you. That's awesome.
I actually seen a couple people doing like some cool stuff like that. Like they built like a pipe and they just slide the candy down. They put their bucket at the end of the pipe and they're like, here you go.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
Has anyone seen the guy that does the decorations, like light decorations? He does Christmas and like all like kind of the main holidays. And he does like music to these lights and stuff. Oh my God. I'll find it.
As I say, find it and I can share it on here. Can I share it? What's it called? Just tell me what it's called and I'll share it.
I don't know what this year's performance is
Or
called.
can I share it?
I don't know. It might get you. He's pretty popular, so it might get copyright.
Halloween music house. Let's see. Lights.
So Tom Bet. Oh, okay.
There's some. Does anybody else decorate for Halloween? My neighbors over here have some stuff up for Halloween. I used to. I really didn't do much.
I got a pumpkin. That's about it.
Oh yeah, Tom's got them on. Yeah, I see it. Tom.
I carved that pumpkin in 15 minutes.
Dude, this guy he must be an engineer, like a digital engineer or something, because he programs every fucking light to play the music every year.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I've
So
seen some.
you walk up to the house and it's a whole fucking like 5-minute song. And it's all different stuff. Like you'll see people pop up in windows and stuff, like pumpkins like singing. Really cool.
I used to want to do that. I used to want to have like a whole Christmas display and all that. But as I've gotten older, I just feel like everything's gotten so commercialized that I just don't really like it anymore. Like it's like I feel like I'm supporting such a commercialized system, and I really am like want to be more self-sustainable and more regenerative, and that's really like the road to go down, not all this disposable, junk.
I mean, Christmas, so like the lights and decorations are more for when you're like have kids and you're like still have the younger family and it's fun to put up the decorations and stuff. You know what I mean? I think of the older you get, because we don't even have a tree. We don't really get a tree anymore. It doesn't bother us. You know what I mean? It's just we're all older and we all know like we'll have a dinner, but we're not going to go put up decorations anymore. And I think it's also a mindset too, because there's some people that absolutely love fucking doing it. You know what I mean? They live for it. Like at that time of year, it's like showing off.
I really used to love I actually had a Halloween party here, and I invited like tons of people from my business and everything. And like I had salmon barbecue, and we had it was a whole big event. I decorated our whole shop. I had these mannequins that came down on strings, and it was like this scary haunted house thing. I went all out for this party. And after that was like, oh, it just like, I'm just exhausted anymore. And it's just, so it just kind of like, I don't know. It just was like, it was fun. It was great, but it was like, yeah,
It's fun until you end up leaving them up all year and you just kind of get sick of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just kind of switch the lights out, different colors.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, there you go. I like that. That sounds good. Is it dab time again, y'all?
I'm actually out. I gotta leave soon. Get one of these lights for outdoors, Tara, and just program it for the Halloween or Christmas.
There you go. You go. Exactly. That's why I like to have those little yard ornament thingies when you can just stick them in the ground and they have the things that play up on the side of your house.
The lasers, those
how easy is that to decorate your home these days?
And they look good.
Wow, I love it. What, D?
That's what I do. I got 2 of them.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Boom, done.
Boom.
They look good too. Like they actually really look good.
I've seen though, the easiest, if you ever do like Grinch Stole Christmas, all you have to do is get like a little Grinch, right? And at the end of your house or whatever, just have one set of lights coming off it and then holding it like that. Boom. Your Christmas lights are done. Easy.
I never was the type, my family was never the type to go on the roof and put on lights and shit. Fuck that. And especially at the old house, the roof was like fucking this. We had to go up there to fix it, and I was so scared. It's one of the roofs where you need stuff to stand on.
We just did windows as kids. We didn't do like the outline of the house and stuff like that.
That becomes a lot of work when you have to pull the ladder out and fucking nail them up and then take them down, especially Halloween, because you fall into winter. So you're taking them down in the freezing cold, and then you're putting up more lights for Christmas in the freezing cold.
This is D. Sorry.
And I'm talking while I'm muted. Yes. And it's always cold to be putting up Christmas lights here. Like, yes, it's always 'tis the season when it's cold. And I would much rather, I would be really happy if I was like living in Arizona, somewhere in California where it was warm and I actually got to put the Christmas lights up and take them down. And it was warm. See, that cold thing where I don't want to go back out in the cold. That kind of hinders it probably more than anything. But I really like Dee's trick. I think I'm going to order some of those for Christmas, and that's how I'm going to decorate for Christmas. Yeah.
There are
like
different
that.
ones too that you can put
Yeah.
different stars or whatever.
Taking a line from D.
So
Yeah.
on YouTube, Salty Options was saying that they just got the new Puffco pen.
Puffco pen.
Yeah, it must be like a honey badger, nectar collector style e-rig.
I want a honey badger.
So he's saying it's Puffco. That's kind of a play off of Puffco. I think it's Puffco. Are you like, is it like a someone's
Puffco.
totally taken a play off of Puffco and they're totally taking their name? That's kind of rude.
No, I
Is that
think
to
he
say?
no, I don't know if it's a
Or,
misspelling because
or
it's a
is that
couple
how
times.
it's spelled, Salty? I'm not sure if that's really how it's spelled, or is someone totally totally stealing their name?
We had this talk last night because I'm interested in like an e-rig. I don't want an e-nail. I want like an e-rig, like a Puffco.
I know, I have an email. I want to, so Kathy and I both have these little mini ones. They're the Vista Mini dabbers.
Oh, the little big guy.
Yeah, the Vista Mini. I've got mine put away, but it's great, but it just doesn't hit. You can hit more on the Puffco. That's why I like the Puffco.
Probably the Puffco Plus.
Yeah, the new one, the new Puffco. Yeah.
I would get the new Dr. Dabber because it's the only one that put in a fucking carb. So the new Dr. Dabbers can fit in a cup holder in a car. We'll say that for size, don't smoke and drive wherever you live. That's not advice. But there's a button on the back when you're hitting it that it's a metal button. You click it and it opens a carb for the whole fucking e-rig and you can clear it. That was interesting to me. It's like not many e-rigs incorporate a carburetor.
Yeah, that is interesting. I'll have to see it because I didn't
No.
dab. I've never dabbed on one. To me, they looked very like they're not small. Like the Puffco's way smaller, right?
Oh no, yeah, the Boost.
Yeah.
Or the Dr. Dabber, the
It's
big
huge.
one.
Yeah, it's to me, that's not like I'm gonna sneak that in somewhere and take a hit somewhere. It's just it's portable but not portable is how I feel about it. So I'm really towards the Puff. I've hit off so many Puffcos, and Red River ordered another one. That's the second one. Like I would totally order another one. Totally.
So this is their smaller one. God damn it. This is their smaller one, Tara. And let's see if they have a picture.
Huh.
See that button right there? That's
Yeah.
a carburetor button.
Interesting.
And it's the size of an actual Puffco now.
So where do they load it at?
Right on top, the top whole glass piece comes off.
Oh, you have to take it. The whole thing goes on there. Oh, I don't like that. And then you got to pull the whole glass thing off every time. No.
Well, it has like a base to it, so you can like set it on your dab.
I don't like it though. Nope, I'm not gonna pull a glass rig. That's gonna get broken a million times. Not gonna.
See, I'm not worried about
Oh.
that breaking it. I break caps. I broke this recently, which I was mad about. But I'm not
I
like
break caps all the time.
I don't know. I'm pretty good about putting things down and being careful when I have glass now. I used to be bad. I used to break bombs like crazy.
Driving me crazy.
I want a honey badger. Fuck it.
I want one with quartz though. That's the thing. I don't like the honey badger because it's titanium. I mean, it's a good product that hits hard, but I want a dab straw that's going to be quartz. And
oh yeah, sure.
the one I showed had the last night. It's under $200. It's like $179. It's got a quartz like dab straw, and it has a bubbler attached to it already. I was thinking of maybe grabbing one of those because I end up, and I know I'm not the only one. Like, no, this isn't this one. There is probably a couple more hits of oil in here if I can get it to show. You see just that sheen on the bottom? I'm having a hard time getting it out. So it's like I lose some of my oil every time I get sauce or something. So I was thinking, good. What's up, Drake?
I was just saying, yep, that happens for sure. As we got, went through all the jars that we save. I'm sure there's fucking grams on grams in there.
Oh, yeah.
Is that glass smashed?
Yeah.
Try putting it in the freezer for a couple hours, just get it totally frozen, and then try taking it off.
Or a
It's
Nectar
such-
Collector. So I
it's
like
such-
Nectar Collectors for that. That's
In
why I
there.
use Nectar Collectors.
I think is that what the honey badger is? Just a nectar.
what I
Yeah,
do.
the honey badger is.
Yeah.
But I don't. Okay, so I don't want to smoke through plastic.
Glass.
That's my problem. I only want to smoke through glass. So you can even take these glass straws that they make. There's this guy that makes these CBD or simple CBD. He makes these simple straws, these glass straws, and you can actually light the end of or heat up the end of this and stick it in there and use it as a straw. Like, so any glass like straw will kind of like do that, and you can heat it up and kind of get the little bit of a nectar collector. But I would personally order a nectar collector for those type of things, a glass one to get that out.
I think I was looking at this, Tara. It's pretty interesting. They have it at the local shop. It's a quartz tip. It goes all the way through, and then it has
But
the
see
top.
that quartz tip, it goes all the way through plastic or all the way through what?
I think that's metal. I think it's just aluminum.
No, there can't be metal all the way through that whole thing where it passes through. Is it pass only through glass?
I
See,
think so.
anytime, I'm really picky.
I
y'all,
thought
I'm
I
sorry.
thought they did.
Anytime that it doesn't, see, that's glass right there. Kathy's got a nectar collector right there. You heat up the end with
Lemon.
a torch and just, there you go. Like that.
Yeah. I was looking at them.
Yeah.
But the E ones, like it looks
I got an E one and I won't use it. Someone
really.
Yeah, I won't use it. I looked at it. I'm like, nope, it has plastic on it. I am not hitting.
Yeah, that's bad. If you're
not gonna do it.
putting the vape through plastic, that's
But
not good.
but that's what those things are made of. You all don't understand. Plastic's cheap. Everything is made out of plastic these days. It does. If you can't see it, it's probably got plastic in there. Sorry, or some shitty metal that you just don't know. I'm just so picky about I can really taste when they're not in glass. I can taste that. That's why I don't like an e-nail. An e-nail eventually gets kind of dirty and it gets grimy
They
in there.
tarnish, they tarnish and fuck up the
even
bowl.
a glass one. Even a glass one. I have a glass banger where I have just the coil around the outside. And the very bottom, it starts to crease and it gets kind of nasty in there. And you can taste that. It's to each their own. Maybe you want it for something simplicity and all that. Maybe it's not your thing. It's okay.
I've had this same banger
Bingo,
for
let's get it.
probably 7 months, 8 months, and I keep it as clean as I possibly can. I try to at least. Like
Drake
I clean my rig
this
out,
little
Tara.
rig that he uses like what? That's all Drake uses, this little rig. I think Drake, I think I've seen you use one other rig since we've hung out, maybe. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't ever keep mine long enough. Kathy, that's a cute one. That little MJ Arsenal one. These are cute ones. These little MJ Arsenal rigs that Kathy's got right there. That's a really nice little rig.
Dude, there's a bong I want, but it's so much money. SOL glass.
Okay,
So
here
he
we go.
makes like chamber bongs where it bubbles like you're hitting it, and like the filter makes it bubble like foam. It looks so cool.
Bong rip, Bingo says. Bingo, why don't you join us? Come on. Get on here. Oh, I forgot to hit 70s Mama up and remind her that we were on here. She said she might jump on too.
Whoops.
Come on, Bingo, Schwingo. You can even leave your camera off. Come say hi.
Turp dip bong rip, mother lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, D's got it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
C420.
Let's get it.
Wonder if he's home or if he's working away for this Halloween. Probably working.
Who?
Darren.
Oh, I bet. I don't know. Should hit him up. We could throw the link out to Darren and Johnny B. See if anybody else wants to jump on. I forgot to do that. I get busy and don't forget. Cheers, y'all.
So yeah, I'm gonna smoke one more bowl, then I'm gonna run to the store.
Pick up some papers, will you?
I need some too, D. I'm literally out.
Yeah, I know what you gonna need, man.
My last one had a hole in it. I was disappointed as fuck.
No cold.
I don't smoke a lot of joints. I smoke out of glass a lot, like my bowl
Woo! Cheers,
or
y'all.
my chillum.
I'm gonna hold up some bomb.
Woo! That was a big one. Woo! How you doing, Kathy? You're pretty quiet over there.
I'm coughing.
It's good. That's
Yeah.
what you're supposed to be doing. Hell yeah.
Oh, there we go. Get out. It's on the bud.
It was on the bud.
It was on the
Pretty
bud.
cool. That was good,
That was
D.
funny. The bud's dressed up. It's a little
I
bud.
love it. Love it.
That was good. I think the monster's got Drake up there. Drake hasn't said a word.
Every now and then. He's got a good chokehold on me.
I know. I think he's got your mouth or something.
Like, where is
Can't say
Drake?
anything.
Drake is not there anymore. The monster's got him.
Drake's
It's
gone.
taken over completely.
He's
Drake,
been absorbed.
is there a safe word? Do we need to call 911?
It's not that kind of monster. I hope.
911, 911. Drake's being attacked by a monster.
Do you vape flower at all, Tara? You don't flower at all,
Not
huh?
really.
I like vaping this. Like when I go
But
on trips with people that don't smoke.
I did buy I have a couple of nice ones. I have a Da Vinci, and then
Those
I
are good.
also
Those are
have a Dynavape, which I kind of like the Dynavape more than anything, but you still have to have like a little torch.
Or
And-
yeah,
and
or
I
like
kind of liked
something.
it though, and it was pretty nice. Yeah.
They have the Dynavape or Danavape or whatever they're called. They have it like if you're at home, it's pretty cool. It's like a convection oven. You shove it in
Yeah,
instead of
I
using
saw
a
that.
torch.
Yeah, they're not cheap though.
No, I was looking at a convection lighter. It was like instead of using like a regular lighter, it like just kind of combusted your weed.
Hey,
Didn't use
Bob.
didn't use a flame.
Yeah. Cheers, Cheddar Bob. I know you got kids tonight. Hope they're having a happy Halloween. He likes the honey badger. Cool. Quartz stains, though, he says. Okay, cool.
I don't know. Quartz.
I think the monster's got Drake's 10 tonight.
Can't you see? He's muffling me right now as we speak.
I just realized I was muted. Lemon Hoko's in the chat.
Lemon, what's up, Lemon? Come on in. Happy DABOWEEN. Look at what? Oh my God.
Yeah, D's rocking, it looks like.
D's hair was like, when he bent over, it like went like that. It just like, woo, his hair got all crazy. That was hilarious.
All right, I'm gonna slide out, go to the store.
All right,
if you guys
see
are
you,
still
Smash. Have a great evening.
Sounds
on. Have
good,
a good
dude.
night, everyone.
Thanks
Get
for
some,
stopping
get some
in.
goods.
We just be hanging out, taking a few
Yeah.
dips.
What's everyone puffing on out there? What you got? What you dabbing on? What you bong ripping there, bingo? We want to know. Is it more Jagger?
Yeah.
Jagger? I bet it is.
Always Jaeger. I think it's like Bingo's trademark.
It's bingo's bong rip, mother lovers.
That's it.
Jagger.
Jaeger.
You mean bongo?
Bingo bongo?
Bingo bongo?
Depends how early we have to go on.
What's up, Bingo Bongo? I forgot about that. That's right. I was calling him funny name. I forgot about that. Bingo Bongo. Happy 420, y'all. Just missed it somewhere, y'all. Cheers.
Well, I think I hit it.
You hit it? Did you?
I think so.
We might have been
You
hitting
this
it.
time.
We might have been. We might have been. I'm drinking some kombucha tonight. Happy Mountain Kombucha, dragon fruit.
Happy Mountain.
Happy Mountain. D's got his Tim Hortons RC.
Happy D.
Big surprise. Surprise. Coffee.
3 deep.
3 deep. 3 deep. 3 deep. 3 deep. Bingo, do you have trick-or-treaters coming out your house? Jaeger Galactic Monkey Balls. If you tried Jaeger, you'd know. Oh, I don't know. I must not have ever tried Jaeger that I know of. I supposedly had some, and I don't know if it was Jaeger or not. It said Jaeger, but I didn't really like
Jaeger, and it was very gassy. I didn't like it.
Is Jaeger gassy, Bingo?
Yeah, I've never tried it either.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
If that's what it was, it said that's what it was.
I don't know if that was very good Jaeger, Kathy, if it was it.
You know, so
Bingo says no trick-or-treaters. My husband's just getting home. I hear the car just pulled in.
we didn't have any.
He was out metal detecting.
8:30, no kids. I'm glad. I didn't have to get up and down and run down the stairs, run back up the stairs.
Want to take a bing bing? That was a secret name for taking bong rips back in the day when Lemon was younger. That's a good one. And his dog's name is Bing Bing. That's cute. I like it.
Well, and Sandra.
Oh, I like that. That's cute.
Yeah. That's way cool. What'd you say, D?
I hit it with a double entendre.
Double
Bing,
ton? Double tanda? What?
Double entendre.
Double entendre. Is that a name of a cultivar?
That means two different things that are the same thing.
Entendre. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. I was like, what?
Brand. Sorry, Kathy.
No, I was just gonna comment that the monster got Drake because Drake's not there anymore.
I know. I think we gotta call 911, y'all. Drake's been like taken from the monster. I was worried. Look at it. He's gone. Call 911. 911. 911.
So I got some really good sticky bud from another grower. And it's fucking dope.
Home of the original Jaeger. Okay, there we go. Check that out. I will look at that later. I will have a look at that later. Home of the, read about the Jaeger there if you want to know. Do you want me to share it? I guess I could share it. Here, we'll screen share what Bingo just shared. There we go. Home of the Jaeger. Wow, look at that farm.
It was a close battle, but I beat him off in a good way. That was key selection of words there, but the beast is no more.
He's back.
The beast is no more. Oh, did you get rid of the beast? Let me see. Stop sharing. Oh, we lost the beast.
Just this one eyeing me up now.
Did the beast?
Don't make me have to beat that one off too.
Did the beast get a beating?
I was very concerned, Drake. All of a sudden you were gone, and
I know. After all the quiet, it was just so out of character, and you just know the way it was looking at you from the screen. You know, he's up to something.
Tara's ready to call 911, Drake.
I know.
No, I've been calling 991 all night and no one's fucking answering me.
Operator, what's the number for 911?
Yeah, they see. Yeah, exactly. Oh, cheers, everyone. Dab's up. That's for sure. Oh, I can breathe a little bit. Move. You get a proper sized dab. Don't have to be scared.
Now you can take a dab without setting it on fire or melting it.
Exactly.
That was awesome. Well, thanks for dressing up, Drake. That was awesome. I had no idea you were going to dress up. That was awesome.
Me neither.
Spartan. That's on fire.
Oh yeah, don't want to do that. No, that's the real beard on fire. Good thing it wasn't too out of hand. He handled it really well. Fuck, with locks like this, I'm just begging for it. You too, D. We better watch it. Better watch our little mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sharing out some links with some people. We'll see who we get popping on. I always like to, make sure they know that it's a live link before, I send it out there to them. Johnny never cares though. I even type live link in it and he never even reads it as usual.
Well, there's a link. There's blue.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Just join. Just join. Just join.
Just click.
Happy DABOWEEN, DABOWEEN. DABOWEEN, DABOWEEN, DABOWEEN. Charlie's Farm, hello. Good evening. Happy Halloween to you. Cheers. Is it a trick or treat? Kathy, let's hear your trick.
Oh, my trick?
Yeah, what's your grow trick tonight?
Okay. For me, because I sometimes may be just a little bit heavy-handed with water. Like when my seedlings are little, I use clear solo cups, but I put darker solo cups over that so that I can keep checking to make sure that everything is good on the inside. But for me, it helps me to see that everything is healthy. That's my tip.
I like it. Do you want to show off what you did? You got your little seeds popping?
I could get one. I mean,
show them what you mean.
Okay.
There you go. That'd be cool.
Hello,
Hello, the real James Bain is here. What's up, James Bain? James Bain in the house. How are y'all?
Dab's up. I'm dabbed out from that one. Holy smokes.
Did you have a good one? Yeah. Well, you're welcome to jump on the real James Bain or Lemon Hoko. Y'all are welcome to jump on. We got the link up in chat. We're just having a little chill chat tonight, hanging out, having a sesh. Happy Halloween with all of you awesome cannabis lovers out there. There's Kathy. She's showing off her
Kathy.
thing there. Hold on.
Hoko.
I'm gonna speaker view.
These are actually Q Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Here.
Lemon.
I just started them, so you won't see too much, but I use the clear so that I can keep a better eye on what's going on inside. And
Exactly.
then kind of darken it up so that it doesn't give too much light to the roots.
And then in ideal conditions, it's roughly about a 1 month time period before you're going to want to up pot those. Roughly 3 pot sizes if you can work that into your parameters or put them in their final homes. That's generally the rule of thumb. So there's a double tip for you. And I love the way you're doing that, Kathy. And then also having as a clone dome, you kind of just snuck in an extra tip without really saying what it was, the double down clone dome, because it fits so nicely over top, right? And then, I mean, what do you do to allow more humidity in there?
I actually take the top of this and spray it. When I
Oh, there you
check
go.
it. I don't put too much inside because it's still very delicate in there. She hasn't really, I'm hoping it's a she, grabbed onto anything yet. I really can't even show it. I think the soil might actually shift on it, so I don't want to do that. But I generally put the water in here, I spray in here, and then I just gently put it back on top of there. And just for the first couple of days, just let that be what's going on before I start actually spraying too much onto the soil.
I think it's a pretty cool trick for the night. I like
Yeah,
it.
that's wicked. Right? What do you call it when you steal someone's coffee?
I don't know. Is this a dad joke?
A mugging.
Now
And I don't know what you're talking about.
you make me want a coffee. Damn it. Why did you mention coffee?
Oh, see, there you go.
I have a cold coffee back over here I didn't even finish. I forgot about. I was in the middle of like designing my pumpkin today and didn't even like drink my coffee. And yeah, I'll take a dab. I'm ready for another dab. I'll do another dab out of my pumpkin bong for y'all. Here we go. Let's do it. This is going to be the one night that I'll be dabbing out of this thing. I don't have to clean this thing though. I get to just throw it away. Isn't that cool? I should just give it to my chickens. See if my chickens get high after if they eat it after smoking through it. What do you think? Think
Oh, the chickens are getting the pumpkins. Good to that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I threw out all the squash and all the leftover tomatoes. All my chickens get all of that stuff and they just love it, man. They just scavenge it up. It's just awesome.
Having a party.
Yeah, they love
Good.
it. They love it. So Drake, how's your updates? How's your dry intent going? What's going on? Let's have some updates.
Uh-oh, see, you're doing it again. I'm pulling out my Netatmometer. I'm gonna have to get all focused. I'm gonna blame it on the Google.
Yeah, so we wanted to talk about this meter. Maybe we were going to talk about investing one. What is the really cost of this, and why would we want one of these? Here's your trick for the night. Trick or treat.
All right. Well, we'll do it. We'll just do a quick one because we can go rather in depth on it. But the meter itself is called the Netatmometer, Netatmo. It's a weather station. It's not designed for, or not, tailored for the cannabis industry at all. It's more for having a indoor and outdoor, having your parameters for indoor and outdoor. So same thing, app-based. When you buy the main station, it comes with an indoor corded unit that has an outdoor wireless unit. The outdoor unit doesn't read CO2 as it's always going to be around 400, but it does your temperature and humidity. And I'll just pull up the charts myself so I don't miss anything that it can do. So if I go to, let's see, I'm in the vegetative. So it just does temperature and humidity for the outdoors. And then your indoor main corded unit does temperature, humidity, CO2, noise, and pressure. Noise and pressure don't seem too important, but say for noise specifically, if your room is running and constantly at the same noise levels throughout the day, if you had a machine malfunction and start to, either make too much noise or too little noise, your parameters could be set so that it can tell you that. So it's just one more little random arrow in the quiver to have, but not necessarily. The main thing that I like it for is obviously the temperature, humidity, and CO2. CO2 being the main one, because generally CO2 meters that are, reputable at all are very expensive. So this meter is some French technology that's really solid. Had someone that actually understands all this mumbo jumbo looking into it at the back end and saying, oh no, it's good. But one of the caveats with it is you're supposed to, they don't even mention it necessarily. It's kind of hard to find it. You have to go deep into the user manual instructions in a sense. But the caveat, one of the main ones would be you should take it out once a week, leave it out in the ambient environment for 2 hours after it reads proper CO2. And this is so it can auto-calibrate, because it has an amazing auto-calibration setting that's triggered just by leaving it in the ambient environment outdoors. So it's designed mainly to let people know in an office setting when you're working away all day long, when you should open a window, when there's too much CO2, because generally you won't notice it right away. You'll start to get a little bit lightheaded. You won't be processing at 100%, let's say. So it's just one of those things that's designed for people to understand what their workspace is like and when they should, do minor adulterations so that it's a conducive workspace. And then for outdoors, it's kind of the same thing. That has localized weather stations based off other people with the app. If they, when you log into the app, you can choose to be part of it and then takes your parameters and adds it to everyone else that's nearby and yada, yada, group based. But it has, very specific measurements on your outdoor levels. And then it can read, for instance, let's see here. I can't remember what it says. I think it's the air quality overall, but yeah, the PM. So right now I'm at 47, which doesn't mean much to me, but it also says in little brackets in green, good. It'll say great, I believe, if you're at extremely low, close to zero, which, you're not in too many places unless you're in a forested area. And then when we got the fires here, we got up to 360, which if you look in the indexes, it was even the healthiest, even an athlete shouldn't be going outside for an extended period of time. So it's a cool app for that setting. But now in the grow rooms, it's great because, for reliable hygrometer, so temperature, humidity, and then a CO2 meter, it's only $200 Canadian. I think maybe it came to 220 shipped for the indoor outdoor module. And then the indoor one, you can have up to 3 additional modules with it. Another caveat is for your one corded unit, you can set your parameters, your humidity high and low, CO2 high and low, temperature high and low, noise high and low, pressure high and low. So that's great. But then for each additional monitor you get for it, they have to follow the same setting. So for someone that's larger scale, you've got a couple flower rooms and a veg space that all run similar. If you're running VPD, it's all going to be similar enough that you can adjust your parameters so that you get notifications if it ever swings, pretty small amounts, but enough that the person who's anal with your numbers would want to know. And then you can go and make minor adjustments or know that something is wrong. But you can also easily get a second, aside from the $200 cost, second indoor corded monitor. Have, say, your flowering, your veg, and maybe your clone area having a main meter and 2 additional meters. And then you could have another main one that's, say, in your drying tent in a hash room or something. It depends how large of scale you are, but you could, utilize more things. And we're trying to make that work. Well, we are making that work right now and just adding meters as we can, as we get comfortable with it. But the thing is, you're going to want to actually, put it outside weekly to have it calibrate, because that means you can keep it within plus or minus 10%, which isn't amazing, but overall that's pretty fantastic. And if you can guarantee it's within 10%, that means in your indoor room, if you're sealed and you're not adding CO2, like myself, you're just a living soil bed that generates CO2, I can get up to around 2,500 up to over 3,000 ppm by the end of the night if everything's happy and watered and there's everything's working in unison. And then I can watch the plants eat. And so far, the most I've seen is in the realm of, I think, 26 or 2,800 ppm the plants ate in one day. But that means I had to have over 3,200 because the ambient is 400. And once it gets down to 400 in the room, there's no more CO2 really for them to eat efficiently. And now they can't grow efficiently. So then when you're really trying to push the whole overall cycle of the plant, because you've got your parameters slowly getting dialed in, it's like getting into a race car and always make the analogies, but it's any weight reduction is good weight reduction. So here, any improvement is a good improvement. So I really like that meter. It's fantastic. It's been working well. But then still, you don't have, like, say with the pulse, you get the light meter and a VPD chart specifically. But I mean, if you have your own, if you know the VPD specifically, like
So
0.6 to 8 for clone, 0.1 to 1.
And be able to watch
Yeah.
over, the pattern in your room.
5 minutes too, I should say. It updates every 10 minutes, but gives you 5-minute increments, which is fantastic. You don't have to pay for, at this point, you don't have to pay at all for any sort of
what's
longevity.
the
So you get the year, it was a couple $100 Canadian for the one unit. And then the additional monitors are like $100 Canadian after. So we're talking like $180 and then $90 or $85 American for each additional one.
And then what does it cost the other cannabis one that we were talking about? How much is that?
So if you're going to get a pulse, say the new pulse one that does the light meter, which is pretty awesome. So that's kind of like it's in the next level, but you're talking like $5.99 American. You can get it on sale for maybe $5. So it definitely, there's a level, but I mean, like I have the P&L Grow Minder myself, which light and so on and so forth. I don't know as much about it and don't necessarily, I'll just say I don't know as much about it. A couple $100 as well when I got that. I think they've got an updated model. So there's lots of different things out there. We've just found one that's fair price that does CO2. That's a solid CO2 meter as long as you calibrate it weekly and for a fair price. And then as Kathy mentioned, you get the real-time updates every 10 minutes. That's every 5 minutes. So you can really zoom in. When you zoom out, it gives you the rough parameters, which is nice, but you really want to zoom in so you know exactly what you're getting to. And then you can go back as far as soon as you plug it in, that's as far back as you can go. And there's no paying for access to your history or something crazy like the meters I've dealt with in the past had, which is, it is what it is. I actually think I'm still paying for one of those at like $10 or $15 a month now that I think about it. So I'm going to have a look into that after this show. That's how they get you.
Oops. Yeah, those pay as you go things kind of catch up with you after a while. You
Some
forget.
of them start off with with nothing, and then all of a sudden they start to charge you too. I had one.
Miss Kathy, you're just
like
a little
that.
bit quiet. Pull your monitor forward, or where's your mic at? Where's your mic on that thing?
I have no idea where this is. Probably up here with the. Do you want me to close my tent? Maybe that's what's doing it.
You're just a little bit quiet. I have no control over turning you up. Does she quiet to you, Drake?
Little bit, yeah.
Yeah. It's because we're overpowering you with these damn Yetis now. It's okay. Just speak up a little bit more. I'm just letting you know. If we talk over you, it's only because we didn't hear you.
Okay. I don't remember what I was saying, so.
Oh shit. See how I am?
Sorry.
We are
Speaking of
talking about
calibrating.
the pulses and the monitors.
Yeah, talk about meters.
I had a company that was called Lacoste that I had from that I got on Amazon. Kind of a similar thing. You hang the thing in there. You didn't have to calibrate it too often. It automatically did it. It was an app, and I could see it probably roughly about the same thing. But then they changed models. And in order to do the update for this, it's extremely complicated. And so you have to get the people on the phone, you have to be near a computer, and you have to have the item. And so I'm looking to do something else. I don't want to upgrade with them. But I like having that information so that you can see if everything is set and things are working the way you think they're working, because if you're growing inside and you're growing in a tent, your outside the tent environment affects what's going on inside the tent. So if you turn your heat down, you turn your heat up, it's going to affect what's going on inside your tent. I learned that last year.
True story. That lung room. It's that lung room, right? Because it's working as your lung room.
That's right. So you got to keep it healthy.
True story.
Yep.
Drake, where are we at lights? Where are we at? Like, if I was to buy a light, if I wanted to flower, an inexpensive light, are we still like talking those China ones?
Well, it depends what we mean by those China ones, but I would say if you're trying to be very cost efficient, right now is an interesting time because there's going to be, there's always a bit of a changeover, but there's going to be a changeover pretty soon here because the Samsung 301H Evo, which is actually a different diode, has been released and is, I think they say it's like 3.1. It tests, but I believe like the new HD board, they're getting like 3.3 with some configuration, so on and so forth. Anyway, there's some new that's come out and probably going to be rapidly adopted, as quickly as possible, like they always do in all the markets. So say from AliExpress or Alibaba, a light you could go with is say any of the Miju or King Brights. And this would be if you're looking for a cost efficient, yet still very good quality. I don't want to say top quality the highest quality, but you're going to find if you were to buy that fixture and a top quality Ferrari fixture, there may not be a exceeding amount of differences, but I assure you there's definitely some R&D and all the fun stuff into it. And they'll let a rep hear me and they'll come in and they'll let you know all the stuff they've done and money they've poured into it and why it should be more expensive. But there's definitely name branding, no matter what piece of Gucci handmade material you're getting, there's still going to be a little bit of premium added onto that. So anyways, getting back to the brass tacks with a light that's super affordable, yet one of the most efficient you could get your hands on still, and not getting screwed around by just getting some Amazon LED and it doesn't work. It still uses lots of power and doesn't produce good flower and it's a nightmare. Mijou or King Bright specific, like, I mean, I've used and heard a lot of good things, and she has a pretty prominent presence on, say, the Facebook DIY LED and something rather page. But Rita Fang, she's a rep through AliExpress or Alibaba. It's generally affiliated with Mijou or King Bright, maybe just one of the two. I'm not sure if I'm stepping on stones there, but I think it works for no matter what you want. And it will help you get things landed for very affordably. If you reach out and inquire, it's generally, you know, negotiated from what the initial price would be, because usually it's pretty transparent. You know what you're going to be paying, and it generally sends when they'll ship out once they receive payments. You know, aside from sending, you know, cash off online, if you're using your, say, MasterCard, which I believe it's no problem to do. So you have your MasterCard backing you, or your credit company, right? Your credit card company will back you. So it's not necessarily that sketchy if you're able to do it in that sense, because if things didn't show up, you can just call your company and say, hey, this stuff didn't show up, and then they go deal with it. So I use that blanket, but it worked really well for me. So my experience was lucky enough to have these amazing people I'm with all the time, but specifically Tara Lee, who decided she was going to kick down that Alias Matrix 630 that she won so kindly, just so we could kind of, you know, show off a little bit of what's coming out of the garden. And I mean, we haven't done a ton, but we've shown some pictures, and everything that I show on Instagram is generally from the Alias. I try to tag them, but I'm also not super, and I don't know. I should try to do a little more for them. I'm just not overly about the advertising and stuff. I just like to try and get good content, as we do with this, to put out good information. But anyways, I got that light, and it's amazing. Hands down, it's a like incredible light. And check out John Burfello and all the work he's doing with the light testing. He's working with Alias specifically and other companies testing all this stuff with crazy meters. But additionally, I've got these Mijou 240 watt LM301B. I believe I know they got far red, not certain on the UV IR on them, but I've also got above a green, which is a little bit higher, like a little bit more expensive. Same thing, either Amazon or Alibaba for a bit cheaper. But the Baba green light, that's got the LM301Bs, UV, IR, and far red, which they are all controllable, so you can turn them on or off. I'm like the product, I don't think you'd be able to pick which corner of the room certain product came out if I'm monocropped. So if it's all black garlic, I would be pretty darn impressed, aside from maybe if we start doing some lab testing and things that, like, that's why I'm saying looking into John, because they are pushing the envelope a bit more. So aside from actually having, you know, more specific meters, getting the finite lab results back and going in that sense, there's not too much difference. Certain things like the Alias seems to help with squatting and stuff like that, though. So there are differences, don't get me wrong, but we are just trying to make a good comparison that you're going to be really happy with the investment, and still get like a good example of what these products can do without, you know, wanting to just throw everything you just purchased into the garbage can and quit and hang all your stuff up on the wall. So this Mijou 240 watt or King Bright 240 watt LM301Bs, you're pretty well set. LM301B or H, in the past, I pulled up the Samsung specification sheet, and just go to Samsung and look up their specifications and pull up the sheets for the diodes in the bin between the LM301B and LM301H. And I mean, there's find a difference and bring it up. But now they've actually got the LM301H Evo, which is a different diode. And that's the new that we mentioned prior. So that's what some of these Ferrari fixtures are using. And yeah, like, good luck. You know, you're not going to have the exact same efficacy. And overall, maybe you'll get the same quality, but you might take more power, right? You're going to take more watts to get there, in a sense. Like, these lights are going to be more effective. They're going to run cooler. Like, there's just going to be little things, little caveats for the lesser ones, so we should say. But overall, if you can get one of those compared to, like, say, any of the old school Blurples or the LM500 series or any of that stuff, like, you're going to be laughing, having a good time, and dealing with different things. Like, instead of running a 75, 76 room, you're going to be now running closer to 80, 82. So you can have your leaf surface temperature the same as it was when you were running your old system, because the way the lights disperse that heat and so on and so forth is a lot different with the LEDs. And then, it was for a fun thing that we like to say is right now I'm kind of battling, like almost have to add heat, got too much CO2 from the living soil beds. And I forgot the third caveat, but I'll let you go on because I think I've said more than enough. But
no, I love that you went really deep into that explanation, Drake, because I think it really helps a lot of people out. There's a lot of new growers, like I said, and we need to continue to talk about this education that we know of. Go ahead. Did you
CO2 is like 70 or CO2, get out of Dodge here. Humidity is like 70% least for most of the flower run. So that's how we kind of flip people on their head. We have to add heat. Our CO2 is pretty much too high just from our living soil beds, not actually, but damn near close. So we're not adding burners or anything and fighting against them. And then the humidity, we're running VPD because for vapor pressure deficit. And that's once you have everything else on point, sealed room, good to go, you can start really squeaking certain things. And when you understand how plants transpire and what they need and the proper pressures for that to work, you want to follow a specific chart for generally different times in growth. So I think it's like for your clones or seedlings, it's like 0.6 to 0.8, and say go off the pulse grow VPD charts, because different VPD charts are exactly that. They're a little bit different. We've had different, like we've had people bringing up numbers.
So I'm glad that you're bringing this up right now. And we have a question in chat. Smoke, we'll get to you in just a minute. Yes, that VPD chart, because there's lots of VPD charts out there, lots of them. Like, so what ones should we be looking at? Where do we need to be at? What's your opinion?
Whichever one you like is fantastic, but try to find one and just stick with that. But generally, if I'm going to make a reference, just so it's repeatable out there, I'll always bring up what it is, and it'll be the Pulse Grow VPD chart. Pulse is like just the Pulse Grow monitor. They've got their own VPD charts on the site. So if you just look up Pulse VPD chart, it'll come right up on Google. So it's easy and repeatable. They've got, when you click on their page, it'll have the vegetative or the seedling / clone, the vegetative and the flowering. And I believe it's like 0.6 to 0.8 for the seedling and clone, 1 or 1.2 or in that range for the veg. And then from like 1.2 to 1.4, 1.5 or something along those lines for the flower. But check it out for yourself and have a little gander, but don't get carried away. We've seen many of people, have issues because you're trying to incorporate things that maybe you shouldn't be trying to incorporate yet. So unless your area is already right on point, proper, you can control the temperature and humidity to almost a T, not quite, because that's kind of in the process of getting there. But your room is getting sealed. You don't have many variables. You've got the proper airflow that's extreme, like tons and tons of airflow. Then you can really start, sneaking that humidity up and encouraging the plants to grow more, and really even working the temperature up. Like I run a pretty warm room, and you can get into like the 85 range, which starts to get really dicey because your plants, if they don't have the proper CO2 and they don't have, everything that Ferrari race car needs to make it around the track, it's breaking down before you get to your pit stop. And, sorry for all these car analogies, but it's the best way I can relate it.
That's okay.
Yeah,
we have more guys on here than women. It's okay that you make those.
I've seen.
So here you go. I just pulled up the VPD chart.
Better women drivers than men. Here's a clone specifically. So it's showing the clone, and that's what I meant. So there's the clone. If you scroll down, it'll then show the veg and then the flower.
Okay, so there we go. That's the clone. Okay, go ahead.
So clone, we're seeing 0.6 is right on point. Then veg, we're seeing 1 is right on point, and then. And there's a bit more of a parameter than that, but I'm just giving one number. 1.4 is, and again, I gotta say this specifically, is hopefully no one tuned it out too quickly. That was specifically the very bottom of the chart and the one green number. So here, if we stop moving, Tara, you can see it's a 0.7. Oh, and here it's the 1 again. Is the only green number at the very bottom. So that would be, just for anyone trying to read a VPD chart, that would be if you were at, I believe it said 45 degree, or 45. I'm not sure. The chart's disappeared. It's vanished from me.
Wait, I'm going to make it bigger so you can see the damn thing.
So
what are you trying to look at?
So I believe that's Celsius there. It'd be 45 Celsius. And if I go straight up, that's 84 humidity. That would be the very bottom of the chart. Those are not numbers you would ever run in a room, but that's just where the VPD would be on point. Technically for the proper transpiration rates. But that's a good example in a sense of how you could look at VPD and say, well, hey, it says I run 45 degrees Celsius and 82% humidity, and the plant should be great. Well, that's not how it's going to work. You have to know your other parameters first, and then you can incorporate this. So we know for cannabis, we grow roughly around the I think 25 or 20, no, let's say 27, something like there. So if I go over from 27 degrees Celsius right into the green, right into the 1, if my eyes don't lie to me, it says 66% humidity. So if you had all your other parameters locked down and you're around 27 degrees temperature, you could slowly start sneaking your humidity up that you might be running generally in flowering around 45%, gradually up to 66%, and seeing how things change in your room. But this is something you want to do very delicately, because if you have a system that's working, you want to, not screw around and break it for, no reason other than being greedy in a sense and trying to get more. But if it's working great, you can do these one thing at a time adulterations and see how it works, and then really, start making those improvements. So ramble, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of how you work with that chart.
I think that's awesome that we shared that. I actually didn't know you could go to their website and actually go right there. I've just always typed in images and had looked at one.
That's how we got burnt in the.
I didn't even know about that, right? Yeah, because that's why we got burnt last time. Was that there's different ones, and there's just no way of knowing. Hello, it's me you're looking for. Oh, yes, it is. We have another question in chat. We got back to Steve. We got to get a question to Steve. Steve had a question in chat. Is there a reason why seedlings would stretch that is not lack of light? So I would first guess heat. Too hot. That's the only thing that I would have to go by. Where are you at, Drake?
Gibberellic acid.
Oh, there you go.
Other than that, how many watts is your light? What diode is it? And how many inches away is it from the seedlings? And we can find out quickly if there's too many watts for it. Because I just had a little smack with that. I had 300 watts going in an area where 200 watts would be just fine with speaking of the LM500 series, some LM500 series diodes in the Apuno LEDs that I've actually spoken quite highly of prior, because they're like under $100 Canadian. So again, like $80 American. And it's a decent light with white spectrum that will grow plants that it just does it. If you don't have money to spend, you can't spend $600 on these lights. So you need to get there. So you start with whatever works and work yourself up, right? If you're growing in an ottoman or a computer case or a closet or a small bedroom or small tent or a big bedroom or big tent or house, like you just keep working at it and try to, get something that's repeatable.
Oh. Wrong spectrum. That's another one. I didn't think of that. Wrong spectrum. That could be it too.
Yeah, depending the light. If it was too much light, I suppose if it was like too hot, you'd imagine they would try to grow, like they would not grow towards the surface, or they would be really curling their leaves up, kind of like looking like, how russet my damage looks, for instance, or something like that, doing the taco, because they're trying to protect their surface because it's just too hot and they can't actually transpire enough. Generally comes if there's low CO2 as well. So there's a few factors for sure. There's variance. Is it across the board with different cultivars? Is it one cultivar specifically? That's always something that's interesting. I've got ones that are right now at a level I'm happy with, but definitely stretching, and they're under those Apunos and at 42 inches, which is rather high, but because they're technically a light that's marketed to veg and flower, I'm using it for like a seedling or clone light. And it's okay. It just doesn't, it should spread the light a little bit more and it would be honestly great. But with how it works now, you can just have to run it a bit high and it's not as efficient because it's producing more heat than I need to by quite a bit to get to where we need to go. But it still works pretty good. So I've got two of those over like 100 or so 3x3 cups, 42 inches above them. And then I've got this little lux meter, which doesn't mean much, but at least you can use it yourself to see if things are repeatable, as long as you make sure that the meter itself is repeatable. So take a reading, go leave, turn it off, turn it back on, go to the exact same spot. Does it read the same reading? Okay, meter's close enough. Then check and see the variations from the meter. So I've got on this meter, I have it's like 500 on the 10 times scale lux across. So that's at 42 inches. And they seem to be growing nicely. A little tiny, like they're right where I want them, but I'm keeping an eye on them because I might drop the light just a little bit to ensure they don't stretch too much. Whereas the ones with the 300 watts were very squat. And yeah, I was a little too much. I was being a little greedy.
I was catching up with chat. Smoke says 2 feet on max. HLG are the respect, but it is mostly white diodes with some reds.
Yeah, Greeno Farm says no IR or UV in veg. That's something good too. You know, you got to be, not too crazy on the plants, but it depends on, there's a lot to it. How aggressive of spectrum, and there's Migro Shane posted a video 2 weeks ago where he goes pretty in depth in general about quite a few things regarding. I think it's like 25 or 35 minutes long. It's a good one. I encourage everyone to go check out the Migro channel and listen to what Shane has to say about that. He's all meters and just an awesome reviewer in general. But outdoors, there's definitely going to be some UV and IR for the seedlings. So I don't know. But yeah, generally overall, especially with the fixtures that come with it, they're far too powerful. They're just not a seedling fixture. Usually you're looking for, a 60 watt, 100 watt fixture for like a 2x2 or even a 3x2 space, depending if it can distribute it evenly enough. And that'll change. It's dependent on your setup. And go ahead, Tara.
Oh, I'm just reading chat. Green Farm says 36 inches on veg and 18 inches on flower. Did you have any more questions? Did we get all your questions answered in chat? Does anybody have any more questions? I'm thinking I'm ready to dab one out and let you have an awesome, happy DABOWEEN night. What do y'all think? I think we dropped some knowledge. Drake was like laying down some fire, some knowledge bombs right there. Was he not, Kathy?
Yes.
Make sure everyone's reading chat. Oh, sorry, Kathy, you were a little quiet. Didn't mean to step on you. But yeah, make sure everyone's reading chat. We're getting good things in there too. Greeno's dropping it down for sure. I mean, it depends the light as well for the parameters, but those are great parameters. I got the Alias 630, which is a beast, and I could be running it at a lot less power and a lot closer down, but we're talking, what is it? I have to double check, but I think like 60 inch, 12 or 648. It's like 4 feet or 5 feet above and doing pretty great. It's pretty crazy. I'll have to double check. Maybe I'm a little over there, but it definitely starts at about that high and then they grow into it just because the parameters of the room are fine. And I'd rather do that than raise and lower because I'm lazy.
I'm good with being lazy. It's not lazy. It's using your energy wisely.
By using too much energy. It's perfect. Run the lights higher and more watts.
No, it's by it depends on your energy. Like there's ways that you have to take shortcuts and that's it. It's one less thing. And maybe you won't hit your head as well, raising those lights. Yeah, kind of get in the way.
Did Smoke Steve, did you say what? Oh, they're HRGR spec, mostly white. Those are seedlings under the R spec?
Might be not. I think he was saying that. Hey, if you want to jump on here and ask a question or actually talk, you can also do.
Yeah, I think, again, going through chat, if it's a powerful light like that that's working with them, that's not necessarily designed for the seedlings, it could be very well the spectrum and exactly what Greeno's saying. So if you're using just, especially with that and knowing it's the HLG R spec, that could be very well your culprit because it's definitely not going to, it's not going to be lack of light when you're working with something like that. Oh, hush and stick your pipe in my hole. Well, you can definitely use your pipe however you like it, but please don't hush. We appreciate any of it. If you ever want to hop on, we love that too. We're all about it.
Exactly. Anybody that has information out there, you're just giving your advice on your own experience. That's what we do here. We live, we learn, and we grow. That's what we do.
Oh, and it's hand on hand. And I should say, which goes into this conversation hand on hand, just like Reno Farm said prior, with the short and squatty needs some blue spectrum. I'm running one of those Apunos with the 500 series white diodes in my little BC Northern Lights grow box. So a little grow clone chamber, whatever you want to call it, seedlings in there. And then on one half of it, I've got a Blurple 100-watt light. And it definitely, that Blurple, whenever it's in the room, it always attributes to squattier plants. And that was something before, having any idea of the different spectrums and how they work. And just by, LED and getting a Blurple and be like, I don't know about this, but noticing like, these veg plants really well, but the flower, but the veg plant is just, awesome. And yeah, so that's, it's cool to see the industry come along. And no, we always appreciate anyone with input out there. And we just want to work together and build together. And if, there's ever any misadvice, we just do our best to amend it and move forward, learn together.
Exactly. And I really appreciate each and every one of you for coming by and everybody that jumped on the show. It's always awesome to have a panel and I love meeting more people. So if there's anybody that would like us to do an interview with them or would like to jump on our panel sometime on Wednesdays or on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific, we would definitely love to have you join us. And Miss Kathy, thanks for joining us tonight and that awesome tip you did with that, talking about putting that clear cup on there so you can see the roots and what kind of action you got going on there. That's a really good tip, especially because overwatering does happen. It's probably one of the biggest mistakes people make out there, which we probably all agree on.
Just a quick add to that, all of those cups all have holes in it so that if air is getting in and out and water is getting in and out. If you don't put holes in things, then you're going to have root rot.
Do you like to do just like a pinhole or do you like to do like a small drill bit or what do you like to do?
I actually sat there with an old dab tool and my torch and burned holes.
You know what? That's not that crazy because with a drill bit, like I actually did pinholes first and then I found too small. They work, but you're doing like a million, like you're making this whole thing into like one of those little pin pad, like it's too much. And then I like the little drill bits, a little tiny one, because it's accessible for me. About that size, which is perfect. And I love that you have one of those dab swords because I've always wanted one. So that's just fantastic. That's super cool. So I made holes similar, but when you drill it, you have the little spinny residue that you have to deal with always and forever, and then little pokey holes. With that, it's probably just nice and smooth and clean.
Give it a turn, and on
Just-
to the next hole.
Just like usual with Kathy, it might take a little bit longer, but damn, you do it so nicely, so pristine and like thought out. And we don't like to just bang shit together like some of us do.
Well, that's because I'm an old person.
Hey, I was with you till you said that because I'm 100% on board now and really been cleaning the act up over the last couple seasons, specifically this last bit as far as getting organized.
The older you get, your better your hindsight gets.
Yes, because I've done it the other way. I'm in my
Hindsight 2020. We've lived and we learned.
And that's an evolution from solo cups that didn't have holes in it to getting root rot and sad pitiful plants, so it's because I've learned so much from you guys and from our people in chat and all these wonderful people that hang out with Tara Lee, that I have been able to evolve and do some better stuff.
Well, Miss Kathy, girlfriend, you are killing it because that Instagram picture that you posted, I got to share that. We need to share that one more time. So you can all go follow Kathy, my sister, over on Instagram. Let me get her up here. Just a minute. Give me 1 second as I get her up here because I want to show off that plant again. She grew the most amazing plant. This girl's going to give you a run for your money someday, Drake. Outside, she's going to come grow with me. And
what do you mean someday?
This girl outdoors, look at that. Look at that beautiful plant. Look at that. And then look at this baby in flower. Is that just not gorgeous? I can't get over how gorgeous that lady was, girlfriend. You killed it. You're killing it.
She's beautiful. That's Mac 1.
Mac 1 in the tent.
Yep.
Pretty. And this is how y'all find Kathy. Please go follow her over there. She's got 199 followers. I'd love to get her up to 200. Let's at least get her up to 200. Come on, y'all. Let's get it to 200. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging in here tonight. Kathy, any final last words as I heat up my banger and I'm going to take a rip with y'all? One final dab. I'll let you have some final words there, Kathy. Go for it.
Oh, just everybody be kind to each other. Have a good evening tonight, and cheers.
Awesome.
Share the knowledge.
Very
Yes,
well
well
said.
said. That's what we're about.
What is it that John Maddox says? Overshare, overgrow. I forget how it goes.
Overcare, overshare,
Overcare,
overgrow. Yeah, exactly.
There you
Over everything.
go. Over everything, just over everything. There you go.
Just do it all over and over and over again. I love it.
Overgrow, overshare, overcare everywhere worldwide.
There you go. That's
Come along those lines. I miss one every time, but John can just kill it. Comes in, brings that vibe. And that's what we're about. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to be right because we're just spreading the vibe in general, even if we come off a little rough around the edges.
Oh,
Sometimes we'll dab out of a pumpkin. Who knows?
my pumpkin dab of the night. Here's the last final dab y'all see. The last pumpkin dab of the year on my live. Cheers, y'all. Have a fabulous night.
While Tara's going in, I'll say thank you. Thanks, Greeno Farm, especially for the input. Looks like that's going to help Steve out, and I definitely concur. JC Smith, Smoke Steve, Manic Mouth 420. Hey, cheers, coming in on the rear end. We're taking off, but Tara's doing a pumpkin dab with you, so I hope that brings a little bit of joy, instills it into your night. You happy Halloween. We got Salty. Cheers, Salty. I hope it's going well. I hope those Tesla calls are doing it for you and you're making your big bucks so you can send them our way. Come on, right? Salty's paying dabs for everyone. And everyone else that comes in there. Weedist, cheers, man. It's always good to see you. Gorski, hell yeah. Hope everyone has a blessed night. As Kathy said, it's great. As Tara's doing, have some lovely rips. You don't have to have them out of a pumpkin, but you could. And if you do, definitely upload them because we want to see it. Tag Tara Lee Live so it's even easier. But if you don't, we'll root you out. We'll find you. There's not too many pumpkin dabs out there. So that being said, there's pumpkin dabs out there. So I know Lemon Hoko and the real James Beam were in. Much love. Appreciate it as always. Thank you for coming in, everyone. Charlie's Farm, Bingo, Swingo, Bongo. However, Tara, however we want to call them, we got them.
And get on over to our Discord. Don't forget to get a Discord app on your computer, on your phone. You need to come and hang out with us on Discord. We got free information about Jadam growing over there. And you can keep in touch with us, ask questions for free. It's going to be a growing community. I'm telling you, it's taken off. It's doing really well. We also hang out on another Discord platform over there. Lemon Hoko will be coming in this Wednesday with a Breeders Cast. We're going to be hanging out with Lemon Hoko on this Wednesday. He just had one today at 2:00. And he said today is going to bring on the breeder from today. So we'll see him again Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific with Lemon Hoko and the Breeder Cast. So y'all have a fantastic night and please be safe because I love you all. Peace and love. Cheers. Happy DABOWEEN.